Fear is a thing that impacts all of us, right? But does it make you ever feel like you're trapped in self-doubt? Does it make you feel like there's more inside of you that's just waiting to be unleashed, but something's holding you back? Or maybe you're constantly guessing yourself, or possibly do you find yourself holding yourself back from opportunities because you don't believe in yourself? If so, believe me, you are not alone. I've been there. There are millions of people who feel the same way as you. Self-doubt and limiting beliefs that you have are some of the most common barriers that prevent people from reaching their true potential, which limits their ability to make the impact on the world that they were born to make. So today, we're going to explore this idea of how you can break free from self-doubt, overcome any sort of limiting beliefs that you may have, and start embracing your potential and start stepping into who it is that you were meant to be. Now, my name is Jake Talbert. I'm the founder and chief giver over at the GIVER Method. If you are new here, let me give you a quick introduction. The GIVER Method is, GIVER is an acronym, but it's all about helping people to identify what their gifts and superpowers are, how they can make an impact on those around them, an intentional influence on those around them. That's what I was looking for. How to create value using their gifts and superpowers in a way that they can deliver it without expecting anything in return. How each engagement can be more, interaction, discussion can be more eager, more effective, especially using those gifts and superpowers, so that we can step into who it is that we were meant to be. We can receive what we call relationship riches, which are those deeper, more meaningful connections. And when people take their gifts and superpowers, they develop them and give them to others without asking for anything in return. The universe always has a way of paying you back. It may not happen every single time, but I've seen it far too many times with the people we work with, how the universe pays them back because they are giving of those gifts and superpowers. And fear and limiting beliefs are those barriers. They're the things that hold people back from being able to find those gifts and superpowers, to use them on the right people, to create value, to have great and effective engagements and interactions with others. So we want to break this all down. Before we do, make sure that you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, comment your thoughts along the way, and honestly, you may want to share this with someone you know who maybe is being held back by fear or limiting beliefs or self-doubt that there could be. As you share, naturally, that helps us get in front of more people, which that's what we're all about at the GIVER Method. We want to create this ripple effect of positive change. So let's now dive into this. I've got, I think, 7 steps, 7 things that are going to help you to break free from the self-doubt and unlock what your potential is. The first step is that you actually have to identify and acknowledge what that self-doubt or limiting belief is. The first step is really, in overcoming that, is to identify and acknowledge it and saying, okay, well, this is what the limiting belief was, and this is how it was holding me back. Like, limiting beliefs, of course, those are those negative thoughts that convince you that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not worthy of success, or whatever that may be. They often originate from past experiences that you had, or social expectations, or even criticisms that we've internalized into ourselves. If you are newer to the channel, one of the things that you will find very quickly is that every time I give an idea, a step, a thing, whatever that may be, I also give action items, things that you can do today, this week, this month, to make the positive change you're looking to do. So in this case, moving past these limiting beliefs, moving past what the fears and the self-doubt. So the action step here for this one is going to be to spend 10 minutes, take 10 minutes each day and journal out limiting beliefs. You only have to do this for a couple days, but find out what those limiting beliefs are. As they frequently come up, where did they start from? Reflect on what was happening when they originally showed up. Remember that they're just beliefs, they're not facts. And then you're going to find the ways that you can work through them. We're going to cover a bunch of those here in a bit. The first thing, though, is that you want to identify what they are. These limiting beliefs, they can be so deeply ingrained in our thoughts and our convictions. They could be internalized stories that we tell ourselves about who we are or what we're capable of. They often stem from those experiences or social norms, cultural conditioning, opinions of others, and they can manifest themselves. They can show up with all these mental barriers dedicated to preventing you from reaching your true potential. Limiting beliefs can show up in all sorts of ways, like self-imposed limitations, fear of failure or rejection, that you filter opportunities that could possibly come to you through a negative lens. Self-sabotage is a big one. Or you could reinforce yourself with negative cycles or get into a negative feedback loop. It can truly block your authentic expression. So you want to recognize these beliefs. That's the first step. And that awareness is going to open the door for transformation. The beliefs that you might have served a purpose at one time, they're no longer helpful to you. So remember, they're beliefs, they're not facts, and they can be changed. Step 2 is to truly understand what the impacts of those limiting beliefs are. We hit on some of them already, but limiting beliefs, they don't just live in our minds. They seep out into our lives. They affect our self-esteem, our confidence, and our motivation. Limiting beliefs, they act like a mental ceiling that keeps us from truly reaching our potential. Like, for instance, if you believe you're not smart enough to succeed in a particular field, you may not even try, thus never discovering what you're truly capable of. Your action step here is to reflect. So you've written down some ideas. You want to reflect on how limiting beliefs have affected your life in the past. Consider any sort of specific instances in your life where these beliefs have held you back. Write down the things that you could have done different if you had believed in yourself. For each limiting belief you identify, write down like 3 pieces of evidence, 3 things that contradict it, that say that's not true. And then that helps you to work on reframing the negative thoughts. So instead of I'm not good enough or I'm not smart enough, you reframe it to like I'm learning and I'm growing, I'm capable of improving. And this mindset, it's going to really start to shift where you're at. It's going to help you to take more risks. It's going to help you to embrace new challenges, which then turns into personal growth and you becoming who it is you're meant to be. Of course, it can impact your self-esteem so much. And when our self-esteem is low, it directly impacts our motivation and our drives to pursue the goals that we've set, which starts to make you feel like underwhelmed, or it starts to lead towards stagnation in your life and impact the decisions you make. Our brains are wired to focus on negative, which is a crazy thought. So we need to actively seek positive evidence that helps us to rewire that tendency. It helps us to break free from these limiting beliefs and opening this door into new possibilities. When we challenge these beliefs and it will begin to build up our self-esteem. It's going to build up your confidence. It's going to start to change the narrative of how you look at or start or approach different opportunities. So challenge these beliefs. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore these limitations. It really is about seeing yourself and your capabilities accurately. By the way, this process could feel uncomfortable at times. Embrace that discomfort. When you feel uncomfortable, when you feel imposter syndrome, when you feel these things, it means you're growing. It means you're stepping into something new. So it's totally okay for you to have that. Step 3, we already started to hit on it in these action steps that we're doing, so they kind of build on each other. It's that reframing of the negative self-talk into more empowering statements. As you identify the limiting beliefs, then we want to really reframe that inner dialogue that you have. So the negative self-talk often becomes self-fulfilling prophecies, but you actually have the power to change it. That inner dialogue it's like a movie playing in your head, and it's constantly running through our minds, and it plays such a big role in shaping your beliefs and your actions and your overall outlook in things. So the internal conversation you're having with yourself, it can either serve you as your greatest ally in helping you be motivated in growth, or it could be your most significant barrier. It could uplift and empower you to new heights, and it could sabotage your progress and keep you stuck in cycles of self-doubt and fear and stagnation and underwhelm. The action step here is that you want to write down a list of, let's say, 3 to 5 negative self-talk phrases that you frequently use, that you find yourself thinking, and then write down positive or more empowering alternate phrases for each of them. Like, look at them as positive affirmations or whatever it may be, and repeat these daily, especially when you're facing challenges. You want to create this list and put them in a place that you can go back to them again and again. They are going to counteract the limiting beliefs that you have. There is such power when you move into positive self-talk. When you look at things like, let's say phrases like, I am capable, I'm worthy of success, I'm learning and growing each day, like they create this foundation. Like this positive reinforcement that you have, it's going to encourage you to take more actions, to face challenges, and to pursue goals with more confidence. As you flip them into positive thinking, like it's that cheerleader that's pushing you along. It helps you to get through the hard times. It's going to provide you more comfort. It's going to reduce your stress. It's going to remind us of what our capabilities are, what our strengths are, and it's going to help us stay focused on our goals. So changing the inner dialogue, it's going to require some effort. It's going to require some practice, but it's completely possible. So as you become aware of what's happening there, you look at the narrative that's there, you have to repivot it. I love to look at it from you could take your thoughts, positive affirmations, the way you could flip them is by adding the word yet. Like instead of I can't do it, I can't do that, I'm not, I'm not smart enough, it's like you're not smart enough yet. You can't do it yet. You're not there yet. But you can get there. That positive talk, you're not denying the reality around you anymore. It's about really focusing on the possibility that's at hand and utilizing your strengths. it's going to feel awkward, like I said, at first, and it's okay. You just have to keep practicing. Pay attention to your self-talk throughout the day and find the ways that you can catch yourself in that negative self-talk and like pause real quick and reframe it in the moment before it has a chance to dig at you. 4 is that you have to embrace and cultivate a growth mindset. These growth mindsets is the belief that you have the ability to develop through your dedication and work. It revolves around your belief in your abilities, your superpowers, your intelligence, your talents, your gifts, whatever it may be, and that you can develop them through effort, learning, and really perseverance, pushing through things. In contrast, we often have fixed mindsets, which, views our abilities as static and unchangeable. So really getting into this growth mindset can help you to see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than threats to your self-worth. A growth mindset focuses more on the idea of personal development as this continuous journey. And this sort of a perspective or shift, it's going to be a powerful tool for anyone who's looking to overcome challenges or develop new skills or achieve what their true potential is. So your action step here is going to be start viewing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Identify maybe one fixed mindset thing that you have. What's a fixed mindset belief that you have, and reframe it in a growth mindset. Reflect on past failures. Like, what did you learn from those failures? How did it help you grow? Write down 3 positive outcomes that came from these experiences. Of course, doing this is going to give you resilience to face your challenges, to focus on progress and not just the results. What you need to really look at is that every small win is a win. Every successful person in history has had failures. It's how they responded to those failures that really made a difference. So reframe the feedback. It's just your information that's in your head. So you just have to shift your approach to whatever it may be. By doing this, you're going to find yourself with increased motivation and drive, greater resilience to get through the hard times, enhanced problem-solving skills, improved relationships, better collaboration with others, and lifelong learning and personal development. It's always good, of course, to share your failures with others. It helps normalize this experience, and it can help inspire others to make a change as well. Step 5 is to take small, incremental actions to build your confidence. Self-doubt often stems from a feeling of overwhelm by the size of your goals or the fear of failure. So the key is to start small. Look at each small action you take as a victory over self-doubt and a step towards building self-confidence and a step towards growing closer to who it is that you're meant to be. When it comes to overcoming self-doubt or achieving personal growth, one of the most powerful strategies is to break down the big overwhelmed things into smaller goals, smaller, more manageable steps or action items. This approach not only makes the daunting goals feel way more achievable, but it helps to build confidence along the way and momentum along the way as you achieve those. So when you break down big goals to more achievable actions, like I said, it's going to reduce your stress. It's going to create a clearer path forward for you. It's going to build that momentum with each step, no matter how small. And it really does reinforce that growth mindset we talked about. So your action item here is to identify one of the goals, one of the things that you've been wanting to do, and break it down into a smaller step. What's the actionable step that you could take today to move forward with that goal? Even if it feels intimidating, you want to commit to doing this and celebrate the effort regardless of the outcome. Choose just one area where self-doubt is holding you back. So take that big goal, break it down into much more smaller actionable steps, and make sure that they are specific and measurable and time-bound. This could mean setting a daily, a weekly, or monthly milestones that are guiding you towards your ultimate goal. You could use a planner or some sort of a digital tool to watch your steps. Visual representations help so much in being able to see what the steps are that you're moving towards and to track your progress of where you've been to help you continue to build momentum. And of course, after each small victory, celebrate it. Reflect on what you've learned, whatever that may be. Step 6 is to surround yourself with positive influences and supportive people, because the people around us, they have such a huge impact on our mindsets and our beliefs. If you surround yourself with negative people or negativity, it's going to reinforce the self-doubts that you have. And it's really time that we need to make changes towards that. I'm not sure if you've heard the saying that, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So this holds a lot of truth because we surround ourselves with, people that we are closest to, that we do feel such a draw to. And in many cases, it could be that it's a negative impact that it's having on you. It's going to have an impact no matter what on your mindset, your beliefs, and your overall growth. So Just as positive encouragement, positive environment, it helps to nourish, the negative one helps hold us back and keep us stuck in self-doubt. The action item here is to reach out to someone who inspires you. It could be a friend, a mentor, a colleague, a family member, whatever. Just schedule a conversation with them. It could be coffee, it could be over the phone, it could be over Zoom, whatever it is. And use this opportunity to share your goals and seek positive reinforcement. Maybe identify 3 people in your life who believe in you and support your growth, and reach out to them and share your goals with them as well. Ask for their encouragement and their support. The people who are around us, they are like mirrors, and they reflect back our thoughts, our beliefs, and our behaviors. So we want to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with positive people who can build us up. Just like laughter. I mean, I did comedy for years. I did comedy for 15 years. Laughter is contagious. Yawning is contagious. Things like that. Emotions and your mindset are contagious as well. It's known as emotional cognition, which means that the moods, the attitudes, the beliefs of those around us can significantly influence our own emotional state. So surrounding yourself with people who just put out positivity, ambition, growth mindset can elevate ourselves. Remember that you have the power to shape the circle around you, and in doing so, you create that mindset that will propel you towards your greatest potential. Step 7, the last step, is that you need to embrace failure as a stepping stone, not as a setback. Failure, it's not the opposite of success, it's a part of success. And when we shift our mindsets and we focus on failure as a way of feedback or as a way to unlock growth, it's going to have such a powerful impact on us. When we think of success, we often imagine a smooth journey that is marked with continuous achievement. Oftentimes when I put this in like a slide for a presentation or something, like it's like, yeah, this is success. You start here and you end up here at the top, and it's like, that's not what it is. It's you're going to come up here, it's going to drop down, it's going to come back, you're going to fall backwards, there's going to be some water and mud down in there, and then it's never a smooth path. So for most of the successful people that are out there, failure was not a stumbling block. It was something they used as a stepping stone and a necessary part of their learning process. Your action item here is to reflect on a recent failure that you had or a setback that you had, and write down the 3 things that you learned from that experience and one way that you could apply these lessons moving forward. How can you find yourself in the moment taking a better action towards that thing? Use this as a tool of growth. Look at it as a way to grow rather than a self-criticism that you could have. And then spend 5 minutes each day visualizing yourself confidently pursuing your goals, achieving your goals, overcoming whatever the obstacles may be. Like those visualizations, like as you want to make them as clear and vivid as possible, as detailed as possible, because that's what's going to help continue to create the motivation to get you there. I mentioned before, like many successful people, some of the most successful people out there experience some of the biggest setbacks, some of the biggest failures, and they didn't let it hold them back. They continued to pursue and persevere. You look at Walt Disney, who faced all sorts of failures and was told that he lacked imagination. He didn't let the setbacks impact him. You think of someone like J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series, like multiple rejections. There's all sorts of stories of like publishers being like, nope, can't do it, you're not doing it. She reviewed each rejection as a part of the journey, and she kept refining the manuscript and building her story despite the setbacks that she had. So see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. See failures and setbacks as a way, as a part of the journey that you're going to be doing. Reframing this failure or these setbacks is so essential to the learning process, and we eliminate fear by trying to open ourselves up to new possibilities and unlocking potential for growth, knowing that, yeah, along the way, it's not going to be easy, and I'm going to have some setbacks, or I'm going to fail at some of the things, but I know that that's part of it. So next time, remember that failure is just it's not the opposite of success. Like I mentioned, it is a critical step. Embrace it, learn from it, learn to use it to propel you forward to whatever your highest potential could be. Breaking free from self-doubt, from fear, any of these things, it is a journey. It requires constant effort, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. Remember, self-doubt and fear, they are just thoughts. They're not who you actually are. You need to, like we mentioned, identify the limiting beliefs, reframe the negative thoughts you may have, create this growth mindset, surround yourself with positive influences, take small, actionable steps forward towards your goals. Embrace failure as the learning opportunity. And you do this, you truly start to unlock what your potential can be and live a way more empowered life, building yourself up and stepping into who it is that you're meant to be. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share it, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share it with someone who may need it. Remember that if you are truly ready to dive deeper into these things, you want to develop gifts and superpowers, you want to step past the fear, you want to get to the point where you can make greater impact, move past self-doubt, maximize that impact, then go to thegivermethod.com. Join our community, sign up for our newsletter. On our newsletter, we're going to send you all sorts of insights and resources, tips, suggestions, ideas. Our videos here are going to provide a bunch of stuff for you as well, and we'll let you know about the upcoming release of the Giver Method book when it comes out. You can also find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the places you can find us. Go find us in those places, like us, make sure you comment on things there as well, because once again, we want to create the biggest ripple effect we can, and you doing that, your support in that helps us to create that ripple effect. Until next time, please keep growing, keep giving, keep making a difference and trying to make an impact. I believe in you, and the world, the universe is ready for you to believe in you and step into who it is you are meant to be. Until next time, we will catch you on the next video.